I'm Heather Anderson. I'm the owner here at Plant Norfolk in Granby. I became interested in plants when I was younger. I always used to help my dad in the garden. He would plant a huge garden every summer, so I had a specific job of helping him plant some of the different plants in there, and it was always really exciting to me to watch them grow. And the flowers that I would help my mom plant around. My grandparents always had a huge garden, which was really nice. And they also, something that I didn't pay attention to when I was younger, but I appreciate it now, they had lots of indoor plants. They had, a little greenhouse in their garage, but they also have lots of plants indoors. Huge cactus, staghorn fern baskets and stuff like that. Just things that you didn't really see that much around, but they just had like huge versions of them. They were such a green thumb. So it was always really cool to see those around and just be around them all the time. Just grow up with them, indoors and outdoors. My husband and I wanted to try to have a small business. We'd been in different corporate settings a good while. I worked at the Newport shipbuilding for 15 years in the chemistry department. So that was something that I was really passionate about then. But as our family changed and stuff like that, we always wanted to do a small business. So we really like this area, and we kind of happened to see that it was, the spot became available. And during COVID, lots of people started to get into plants, and we thought that would be a great opportunity to bring a plant shop, to downtown Norfolk. A lot of people around here are in apartments or small homes or duplexes where they don't have a lot of outdoor space where they can garden or plant flowers or anything like that. So indoor plants was a perfect opportunity to bring some, new things to this area for people to get into something that they, maybe haven't gotten into before, have some growth, really be able to connect with the earth, even if it's just an indoor kind of thing, a smaller setting. So we try to tailor the plants that we have here to the living conditions that people have here. They're going to be indoors. They're going to be in apartments. They rarely even have balconies or anything like that. They have, kind of lower lighting because it's a city. The sun is blocked by different buildings. So we try to get ones that are going to do well here. We've tried, I always want people to walk out with plants that they can feel successful with. They don't want to walk out of here and try something and fail at it and then just be totally disgusted and never try it again. I want something that they can feel like they're going to be successful with and, in their conditions. So definitely in the beginning, when we first started kind of getting more plants, there was a lot of trial and error. We would just get any kind of plants. Oh, this one's cool. That one's pretty. Let's try that. And, some of them would struggle. I mean, even here in the shop, some plants would die, whole big sections of plants, that wouldn't survive in here. If you bought a plant and it died, I don't want people to be discouraged. I want them to be, to try again and try a different one, kind of figure out what went wrong so we can kind of grow from it. I don't think having a green thumb is something that you either have or you don't. It's something that you can cultivate and learn and, practice and get a different plant next time or put it in a different place or oh, we need more humidity for this one. So get that. And it's just a learning experience. We have a lot more plants at our house. So we know how to take care of them. We know, how they do best. We know all the little ins and outs and details of, caring for them. So it's the more you do it, the more you're going to appreciate it and be better at it and, really like it, I think. The care for plants, you can do everything right and it still might not work out like you think it will, which is tough to deal with. We got pests on some of our nice plants, and that was a real bummer, but like I said, we tried to do everything right and it still happened, and sometimes you just have to roll with it. You just have to kind of keep on moving, okay, we'll do better next time. That was a lesson learned, so there's things that come with growing plants that, sometimes you put a lot of effort in and it works out, or sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's things that you have to just I feel like things are like that in life all the time, where you can put a lot of effort in and hopefully it goes great, but sometimes it doesn't, and that's something you just have to remember.